Hi, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you're watching this. My name is Lindsay McDougall and I'll be leading you through a sequence of poses for our yoga practice today. We have been working on dancer, so I want to incorporate some dancer-like and backbend poses. And feel free to modify as you need always, and I will also be offering modifications. And for props, we will have a block, a blanket, the strap per usual, and with those modifications I'll let you know. So let's start on our mats, make space, and come into child's pose. This is a nice way to just relax the body and get ready for yoga class. So walking the hands out, place the forehead on a block or a blanket for support. And sink the hips, tuck the tail, reach the arms long, and then rest the forearms on the mat so that the biceps are rolling towards the ceiling. The outer shoulders are moving down the back. And begin to lengthen the breath here. Breathing in as we exhale, sinking the hips, pulling into Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, the root lock and the navel lock center. So once we exhale out fully, the hips can press back, find that engagement, find that core. On our inhales, we're lengthening the chest towards the mat. If we can even get our chest eventually towards the mat, that's great. And with the movement of the breath, calm the mind, calm the inner center. Relax the center of the forehead where the pressure on the floor, on the block is. And allow that to really enter into you, this calmness, this peace. Bring it into the body as we start our movement practice today. Good. Slowly coming up into hero pose. Bring the feet, bring the quads together, and you can be seated on a block with the heels on either side of the hips. Inner thighs rolling down, lifting the chest, lifting the heart. Exhale, twist to the right. Bring that left hand outside of the leg. Looking over your right shoulder even, keeping the twist going beyond on the right side of the body, right side of the head and neck. And exhale, come back to center. Let's twist to the other side, bringing the right hand across, looking over that left shoulder, exhaling, contracting the abdomen, lifting through the pelvic floor. Inhale, expand the chest. Exhale, come back to center. Lift your hips and remove the block, and then bring your feet from under you, and let's come to our back. Pull the knees in, and let's take a couple rolls here just to massage the back muscles. Lifting, bringing our hands behind our knees and rolling, practicing tucking, engaging the core, tucking in the tailbone, and see if you can roll up to your shoulders. And then come to Navasana boat pose. Lift the knees. Reach the toes in front of you. Reach the arms if you have balance. If you're still kind of finding your balance, keep the hands behind the thighs. And then lift the chest. Come to the forward edge of your tailbone and the back edge of your sits bones. Lengthen. And then exhale, come to Urdva Navasana, half boat pose. Reaching the toes, tucking the tailbone, tucking the chin. And inhale, Navasana. Exhale, Urdva. Reach and really send that energy out the legs. And then come up to Navasana. Lift the chest, last one. Exhale, slowly down. I'm shaking. Inhale, coming up. And then exhale, cross the legs, and let's make our way to downward facing dog. Walk the heels out. Externally rotate the arms. Reaching the pointer fingers parallel to each other. Lengthening the low back. That is drawing in the abdomen to the low back and then rotating those inner thighs, the inseams of the legs, towards the back of the room. Calming the mind. Find your down dog here, if this is your first one today. Giving thanks and gratitude. Exhale, come forward to plank pose, hold. Look forward, bring those elbows back, shoulders back, engage the core, and then lower down from here, or if you want to lower your knees for this first one, that's fine, but since we already did some core, let's come to a little baby cobra. Lifting the chest, engage the legs, palms are lightly touching the mat, elbows in. And exhale, untuck the toes, knees, chest, chin, reverse, coming into our down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg, sweep it forward to the right wrist, drop the left knee, and let's reach around with the right hand and see if you can grab that foot, the outside of the foot, and pull the heel into the glute. So we're in this twisted low lunge with the foot grab. If it's too hard to find the grab, you can come to camel pose on the left knee with the right knee bent up and press the hip forward. In fact, let's come out of, if you have the heel in, let's come out of it and meet level one up here. So tucking the tailbone, elbows back, lift the chest, press the quadricep forward, and notice my quad is not too forward, because I really want to engage the core and really get into that stretch and use my core to power my leg and lift through my chest. Good, and exhale, take knees, chest, chin. Let's take this to the other side. Baby cobra. Exhale, back child's pose. Inhale, down dog. Lift the left leg back and sweep it forward to the left wrist. And then for a visit here, just wrap that left arm back, looking behind you, and then simply bend the knee and catch the outside of the foot. And from there, you can lengthen the chest, twist even more, pull the foot in, kind of make it work for you. If this is not accessible to you in the foot grab, let's come up to camel, just on the right knee here. Toes tucked under, hands in the clasp. reach the chest up and then press the quads forward. So it's like I'm engaging those quads, but in a stretching, moving way, pressing the right quad forward. So everyone is in this position now. And then exhale. Let's make our way to chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Lowering the chest to the thumbs. Pulling the navel center through. I'm in high cobra with the legs engaged. And exhale. Child's pose. Downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg back. Exhale, sweep it forward. Between the hands, look forward. If you need to bring your hand to help your foot there, that's good. And then exhale the left to meet the right. Inhale at the top of the mat, lengthen the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Heel to the feet a little wider than the hips. Grab opposite elbows and let the head hang. Inner thighs back. And cascading energy coming from the tailbone, or the sacrum rather, down the spine. Weight even on the feet. Take another breath here. And inhale. Look up halfway, feet together. Slight bend in the knees. Rise up. And reaching. Come into our mountain pose. Okay. Finding our mountain pose. Really look down at your feet, grounding into those feet. Spread the toes. Place each toe on the mat. Open up the foot, the palm of the sole rather of the foot. Pull that energy in. Palms face forward, lift the chest. Squeeze the quads, squeeze the glutes. And then as you lift the chest, let's bring our hands together into a pointer and come to a supported back bend here with the straight legs. So squeeze the quads, squeeze the glutes. And then from here, tuck the tailbone and reach the low abdomen behind you. Pull the outer shoulders up. Lengthen the back of the head. Keep the chin slightly tucked so you're leading more with the back of the head. And then exhale, coming out, hands to heart center. And let's take this into a Surya Namaskar. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, place the hands, hop or step back. Lower down. Look forward. Let's come into an upward facing dog here. Elbows in. Lift the chest. Squeeze the thighs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, lift the right leg. Exhale, pull it forward towards the right tricep. Hold. Swing it to the left elbow. And then pull it up again. Exhale to the right elbow. Squeeze for 2, 1. And then come back to three-legged dog with the right leg raised behind you. Open up that hip, bend the right knee. Lower the right shoulder. And play around with the hip. Maybe do some knee circles. And the other way. Reaching the hips back. And then exhale, pull the right knee in behind the right wrist. Let's take warrior 1 on this side. Open up the arms. Sink into that back heel. So you may have to come out of the front knee a little bit. Widen out that left hip towards the back heel. Reach through the ribs And then on your exhale, as you stretch the outer left leg, you can bend the right knee. I'm really feeling this in my outer shin, my outer calf. It's getting a nice stretch through my IT band. I'm lifting through the kneecap so that my knees are strong. Good, and exhale, open it up to warrior two. Press in, and then stack shoulders over hips, lift the chest, and widen that space behind your heart. Widen the shoulder blades away from each other. And looking over that third finger, find that beautiful space of warrior two. Inhale, star pose, raise the arms over the head. Heel toe the right foot towards the back of the mat. Open up the arms to warrior two. On the left, inhale, sweep the right arm forward. Warrior one. Squeeze the right inner leg. And then exhale, bend into that left leg. So first grounding into the right outer heel, lifting through the rib cage, and then exhaling, squaring the hips, squaring the shoulders. Can we get a little longer through the spine? And exhale, open it up to warrior two. And then sweep the arms down. Let's take the vinyasa on towards the back of the mat. Downward facing dog. Lifting the left leg back behind. Exhale, bring the left knee into the tricep, upper left arm. Exhale, pull it over to the right elbow. Can you lift the hips and look forward, and then left elbow for 3, 2, 1. Sweep the left leg back, open up the hip, bend that knee, drop the left shoulder, press the hips back, and do some circles with the left knee. Maybe the other way. And then sweep that left leg forward. Warrior two. Open up the arms, stack the shoulders over hips. Lift the right inner leg. I have my foot at maybe a 30-degree, 40-degree angle of the back leg. Inhale, come to star pose. Heel that left foot in. And we'll come to lower the arms, bring the hands on the hips, wide-legged forward fold, drop the head, and then bring the hands inside the line of the center of the foot, pressing the heel of the hand forward, drop the head, and then lift the shoulder blades until your head reaches the floor. So if your head doesn't reach the floor, you might need a block to help you, or you can try widening your feet, kind of heel-toeing your feet, but make sure the outer edges of the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. You're lifting through the inner ankle, you're pressing down with the outer ankle, keeping integrity in the foot, placing that whole sole of the foot on the ground along with the top of the head. And then inhale, come up. Let's bring the hands out to tabletop, hands with the legs wide. And then left hand comes into the center of our vision. Open up the right arm and look up towards the right hand, pulling the left elbow back. Inner thighs back. Strong core, lifting and reaching from the obliques. Exhale, switch. Bring the right hand down, open up the left, elbow back. You can look up at that left thumb. Inner thighs back, strong core, reaching the crown of the head away so that the core gets nice and long. And you can crack your neck. That feels good. Or on the other side. And let's walk our hands to the top of the mat here. Look forward. Bring the left foot forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale forward fold. Strong legs. Squeeze thighs. Open up the arms. Come up to our mountain pose. Find that strong, steady center. Those grounded legs. Let's come into a little back bend here again. This time we're going to go a little deeper. So squeeze the thighs, squeeze the glutes. Reach the arms up overhead. Take a clasp if you like. And then pull the spine, the lower spine forward as you reach the back of the head. And your legs are always going to keep you safe. So the more you squeeze your legs, the more safe your lower back is. And just breathe into this. Breathe where it feels comfortable, reaching the chest. Rolling the outer shoulders up. Take another breath here. Exhale. Let's come into tree posture. Bringing our hands on our hips, raise the right leg. Place the foot inside of the thigh or inside the calf. Or if you have balance issues, you can place the heel right above the ankle. And it takes time sometimes to learn how to balance if you're not there yet. So be gentle, open up the arms. Reach the arms up, drop the right hip as you open up the right inner thigh. And then you can press into the left leg with your heel, engaging the left quad, and even come into a back bend here. And then coming straight up, bring the right hand on top of the left hand. And then arc yourself over to the right, over that right knee. And you can let the left hip come out as much as it likes. Squeezing through the standing leg, reaching through the arms. Pull the abdomen in, glutes engaged. And exhale, back to center. Open up the arms. And center of the mat again. And we'll do this on the other side. So coming to the left side, bring our hands at our heart, center ground, hands at the hips, lift the left heel to the inner thigh, or wherever you had on the other side, and then press into that heel, squeeze into that standing leg, just like we did in our standing back bend. The stronger the legs are, the safer the back, and more balance, oftentimes. So open up that left knee, arms come out into a crescent. When you feel good to raise them up over your head, wherever you are, lift the chest, squeeze the glutes, strong standing leg. Maybe you come into something of a back bend. Going straight from the side. Reaching the outer shoulders up. And then exhale, come to standing. And bring the left hand on top of the right, and then arc the hands over the left knee, getting into a nice arc the spine, reach the chest, last breath. And exhale, coming back, and lowering down. Okay, wiggle yourself as you need. Those balance poses can be good for a lot of things, and it does get into the feet and the legs and the calves, which we want from being in shoes all day. Coming to mountain pose, let's inhale, come into our chair, sitting back, reach the heart forward, squeeze the thighs. And can you sit a little bit lower, pulling the abdomen in, the inner thighs back, but keeping the quads engaged so we can lengthen through the side ribs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, place the hands, take your vinyasa here. Coming into our downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg. Sweep it forward into crescent pose with the back heel lifted. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Reach the chest forward and then twist over to the right, bringing that elbow outside the right knee. And once you get that elbow there, definitely realign the thumbs to the center of the sternum. And see if you can lengthen the left side of the body. Notice the breath. Focus on the exhale. Twist deeper, last breath. Exhale completely. Inhale, rise up, crescent. Exhale, warrior two. Pinwheel the arms. And let's come down to a vinyasa here. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg back. Sweep it forward to the left wrist. Crescent pose. Exhale, hands to heart center. Lean forward. Reach the chest long. Left side of the body is coming towards the left inner thigh, and then plant that right elbow outside the left knee. And then you're going to realign your chest so that your thumbs are touching your sternum. And so I have to lower my leg on one side to help myself get my thumbs there. And then I can either stay there or lengthen the leg, right leg back. Exhale for two. Nice long inhale. Exhale again. Emptying the breath. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, take a vinyasa here. Strong legs, strong glutes, lift the heart. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg back. Sweep it forward to the right wrist. And then come into pyramid here. Hands on the hips. Lift to stand. Grab opposite elbows or reverse namaste. And then inhale, roll those shoulders back. Exhale, lift the right glute. Lengthen both sides of the body. Left inner thigh, right inner thigh, both moving back. And coming to where you feel that strong stretch even into the calf of the right leg. Exhale, send the hips back, come a little deeper. And then from here, release the grip, bring the right hand on the hip, left hand comes down to the mat or a block. And you can bring your hand outside of the foot for more challenge. And then open up the right arm. Twisted triangle here. And just like in pyramid, we're squeezing the legs back, inner thighs back, and reaching the chest. And we can take this into a balance. Bend both knees. You can bring the right hand on the hip. Left hand comes out 45 degrees from the right toe. Left leg lifts, and then open up the arm again. Or you could have taken that with the right arm lifted the whole time. Squeezing again, quads up and in. And chest is revolving. And exhale, bend the knees. Look forward. Make your way to plank. And take your Shavasana, not your Shavasana, your Vinyasa. If only we could get many Shavasanas between every pose. But we can create it if we want, in our mind. Inhale, lift the left foot back. Sweep it forward. Find your Shavasana in this pyramid here. Hands on the hips, lift the chest. Move with the breath, bringing hands to elbows or reverse namaste. Lengthen the chest. Squeeze the quads in and rotate the thighs inwardly. So the sacrum is wide. And then raise the right hip. Rather, raise the left hip, lower the right. Keep the hips level. Imagine there's like a teacup on your sacrum. And then let's get into the legs more. Exhale, hips back. Lengthen the chest over the left leg more. And you're going to feel this starting to come into even your Achilles tendon if you get further down. That nice stretch through the back of the leg. Great to rehydrate the body. So let's take this a twist. Hips level, left hand on hip if you wish to bring the right hand down, finding that position that feels good. Open up the left arm. Twisted triangle. Squeeze the quads in. And then use the core to twist, dropping that right shoulder and revolving the chest. So we did our Navasana at the beginning of the class, so remember that strong, transformational abdomen energy that can literally move mountains. Change lives, change worlds, transform anything. And exhale. Drop the arm. Look forward, plank pose. Lower down, squeeze. Quads. Reach the abdomen forward. Through the thumbs, through the windows of the arms. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Let's drop to a little child's pose here. And give the legs a tiny break. Find your breath, find your center. our way to our abdomen, lowering the chest down. And let's come into locust here. So bring the feet together. Raise the right leg behind you. Place it down. Raise the left leg behind you. Place it down. And then engage the quads. Roll the shoulders down the back. And then bring the hands by the hips. And then lift the chest, back of the head. Shoulders, glutes, hamstrings, calves, heels up. And lengthen on either side. So head is coming forward, legs are moving back. Last breath, inhale, lift everything a little higher. And exhale, place one side of your head down onto the mat. Allow the experience of the asana wash over you. And then let's take this to locust, another variation. Inhale, hands to the waist. Lift the chest, lift the feet, and then bring the hands to a clasp behind the sacrum, letting the thumbs come down, reaching the chest forward. Squeeze the quads, lift everything, and use the lever of the arm to lengthen the chest. And last breath, a little bit higher. Exhale down, place the other cheek on the mat. Feel the effects of your asana. And then for those who need a strap, we are going to come into danurasana boat pose. Not boat pose, sorry. Danurasana is wheel. And if you have trouble catching your feet behind you, then use a strap or a towel around the top of your foot. So coming to locust prep first. Have your strap if you need it over your low back. And lift the chest, bend the knees, and from upper body is in locust, tailbone is coming down. As you keep the knees bent, you can grab one ankle and then the other, or find your strap and get your strap to somewhere on the top of the foot. And then from there, press the feet away. Press the entire shin towards the back of the room and lengthen the lower back, lengthen throughout the spine. Chest is lifted. Take a deep inhale. Coming up higher. Another one like that. And exhale, release. Shake it out. Do anything you need to reset. And we'll take one more like that. So bringing the forehead down, hands, palms face up by the hips, bring the feet together. Inhale, raise the shoulders, bend the knees, and then reach the hands back, back, back until you can make a grab somewhere on the foot or the ankle. And then press the quads away, shins away. Reach the chest forward, wrapping the shoulders down the back and lifting through the spine. And this is a constriction on the breath. It is uncomfortable on the breath, but it's opening and releasing, remove stagnation. And exhale, coming out. Release. And exhale, press back into child's pose. Slowly coming out. And then bring your feet underneath of you. And let's come into a twist here. So bring the right foot across the left thigh and place the sole of the foot outside. And then hook the left elbow around that right knee and bring the right hand behind the sacrum so that the elbow and the upper arm kind of prop the spine up. And then you can twist open like this. So being mindful here, we're placing our sits bones evenly on the mat. And we're using our arms to help us lengthen and lift out of the pelvis. And just like in the beginning of class, we're looking over that right shoulder. Exhale, twist over to the right, lifting the right hip. So I twist the left and to counter the pose. I can raise that right hip and then switch sides. Right heel comes outside left hip. Bend the left knee towards your chest. Place the left foot flat and then hook the right arm around the knee. And left heel of the hand is coming like 3 or 4 inches or so behind the sacrum in the center. And then press through the arm to lift the chest, look over your left shoulder. And notice the breath. Notice the sits bones and how the breath is lengthening everything, how we're balanced on our breath and our spine. Last one. Good. And exhale, unwind. So I want us to work into Urdva danurasana, upward facing bow pose. So we just did danurasana. So Urdva danurasana is the flip side of that. And now we're going to go into a variation where we come to the forearms. And I want to try that out for anyone who is willing, and hopefully I can lead you through it okay. So let's come to bridge pose here. Bringing the hips to the heels. Rolling those outer shoulders underneath you. Inhale, curl the tailbone up to the knees. Take a clasp with the hands and reach the side ribs all the way up to the armpit, up and towards the shoulders, so that your weight from your heels is being pressed through to the top of the shoulders. And using that pressure from the heels, we can lengthen the low back and lift the hips. Getting some booty work, some low abs work. And exhale, release. I'm a big fan of lots of different fitness techniques, so wherever I can incorporate it into this yoga world, I like to. Let's do one more like that, and we've already done a bunch of back bends, so if you're feeling light and ready, we want to go straight up to Urdva. I'm not going to stop you, and let's do this next one together. Take it a little further. pressure through the heels. Lift the hips, wide sacrum. Maybe bring your hands underneath your heels. Reach the chest higher, lengthen the back of the neck. Can you widen the back of the heart as well? Inner thighs down. And exhale, coming down. Windshield wiper the legs. And then we can come to our Urdva here. So, like I always say, we're going to take our thumbs to our ears, like nana nana boo boo. And we're going to flip the hands so that the heel of the hand is behind us. And then elbows are going to come in, and we're going to come up to prep, which is chaturanga arms and on the top of the head. So lifting the hips just like in bridge. I'm going to press through the hands to roll to the top of the head. And then from here, just think chaturanga arms. Length through the spine, quads engaged, and then reach the side ribs and the side shoulder muscles long. Keeping the heart wide, and then when you feel ready, you can lift the heart, lift the legs, and come into your Urdva. Keeping the sacrum wide, the heart wide. Spend about 5 to 7 breaths here until you feel you got it. And then exhale, lower the back of the head down, and then slowly roll the spine out. Take a moment, gather everything in. And we'll take one more Urdva like that. And then for those who want to experiment with a little forearm action, we can look at that too. Okay, so coming into our bridge pose prep, heels at the glutes. And so even if you don't make your way all the way to Urdva, let's all do it together where we flip the palms, bring the elbows in, and just experiment with the heels lifting the hips just like in bridge. Rolling to the top of the head. And then if this is as far as you can get, what you're doing is pressing the hips up and then pressing the arms back. So the hands are pressing in to press the hips away. So you're kind of bouncing between hands and feet. And then when it feels right, elbows are going to engage, triceps, underarms, inner arms. And then you're going to come up. And then from here, you can do 5 push-ups, you can lift one leg, or you can bring the top of your head down and walk your forearms to the mat and make a clasp behind your head and press through your heels. Maybe you extend one leg or both legs, but just go easy. Nice wide sacrum, forearms are engaged, and you're lengthening through the side ribs, through the abdomen. And then when you're done with that, you can slowly roll out, just like you came in, rolling out through the head, wiggling yourself out as it feels good. And that was just a lot of back bends. We just did a lot of back bends. So Let's take it down a notch. Let's come seated on a blanket here and just take a nice long forward fold. You can have your strap to help you wrapping around your feet. And bend knees, lift chest, lengthen the sits bones, back, legs back, chest forward. Inner legs are going to come, inner thighs are going to squeeze down. So you're engaging those quads so that the power is coming from the legs through the center of the body. And some of you may be able to grab your feet or maybe walk the hands up further, but maintain, really imagine your chest moving forward faster than your elbows. Like if it were playing tag, your chest would reach your toes first. That can be a nice visual to keep the shoulders back, neck nice and long, the chest open, the breath moving forward. Take another couple breaths here. And when you're ready, slowly come up and make your way to Shavasana here. You can have a blanket underneath your shoulders or hips or knees. And find a comfortable place for you. And we're going to balance everything, coming into our Shavasana here. Closing the eyes, rolling the shoulders underneath the chest. Slowing down the breathing. And as we transition into Shavasana, any poses that you need to take or props that you need, we want to make it really comfortable so that you can fully relax. And then I'd like you to spend the next 40 breaths, rounds of breaths, in this comfortable position. And because my technology is a little bit off right now, and I'm hoping this all records, I'm sending you love and light and a peaceful, beautiful transition into this beautiful springtime. May all beings everywhere be happy and free. Namaste, yogis. See you next time.